We're live. Welcome to Talking Books and Shit with Danny and
Johanna.
This is our first entry into our booktube, was it? And we are gonna talk about The Book Thief by who the fuck is this guy?
By Markus Zusak.
Markus Zusak. All right, just read it right there. I read it because she made me.
But he read it really late.
No, okay. First off, this was one of those books that it took me like 6 tries to get through the first like 30 pages.
Really?
But in between every
6?
time, I had to
You told me it was just twice. I didn't know it was that bad for you.
No, it was so many times. It was so many
I
times.
subjected you to such horrid conditions.
No, okay. It's Nazi Germany, 1939, in a little town called Moltking, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And it's Death is narrating. So, and the reason why it was so hard to get through was Death writes like a 13-year-old goth emo teenager. Talking about colors and shit. He gets better. It gets a lot better. But I hated him.
Yeah, even like as you got through more of the book, you still hated him, or?
Well, he I feel like the author dropped his shtick a little more and wrote like an actual person.
I think there's still a lot of times though where he talked about colors. Like I don't remember too much. I read this book like
I read this. I finished it today. I read like the last 150 pages on my shitty long commute. But like this was, God, it was. Alright, first there's gonna be a lot of spoilers in this, so if you don't like spoilers, turn it off and go fuck yourself. But
go read it and then
go read it and come back.
Go fuck yourself.
Go read
it
and then come back. Anyways, this was the second closest I've come to crying on the bus.
Really?
I didn't cry.
Really?
I didn't cry.
What part was it?
No, when you get to the end, okay. The first was the road, and I might have shed like a solitary like man tear. And the thing is, for both books, I literally finished the last chapter when I got off my last stop, and it's just like I'm just like standing like at the bus stop like just
really.
Yeah, and then just walking alone in the ghetto. That's where I live.
I call that a success.
You call that a success?
Yeah.
What did you think of the book?
Well, obviously, I made him read it because it's one of my favorite books of all time. I read it a long time ago, though. Like, it was really, what can I say? It was kind of formative, I guess.
Formative?
Yeah. And I related to a lot of it, like,
you related to 1939 Nazi Germany?
The whole romanticism of books and reading and words.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so let's tell the reader what brief synopsis of this book. It follows a 9-year-old girl. She's adopted by a German family. She's also German. She's not a Jew. This isn't where you think it's going. Shit, that was my dad sneezing outside.
Oh, no.
If the mic picked that up. He doesn't sneeze like normal people. He sneezes like he's in a kung fu fight. Like, or like he's a drill sergeant. Exactly. And the thing is, I've inherited that. It's shitty.
I've never heard you sneeze.
You know when people tell you like you should
have.
sneeze into your hand? Like I sneeze into my hand, but it's like I jerk my elbow that it doesn't.
It's like an avalanche. You really
it doesn't really matter. And it's both sides of the family. Like you've heard my aunt sneeze, right?
Yeah.
She runs in the basement and she just ahee! Like that's how she sneezes.
Oh no! I'm not gonna make things any better for your kids.
Okay. It's about a 9-year-old girl. She's adopted by a family in Nazi Germany, and it's just about her growing up. It's about her growing up and just everyone on the street and all that. Her childhood best friend Rudy is in my top 2 favorite characters in
Really?
this entire book. Yeah, I
Okay.
love Rudy. He paints his face black and just runs around town pretending he's Jesse Owens. I mean, he only did
Jesse
that
Owens
once, but
is his hero. Well, wasn't it implied that he's been doing that before?
no, he only did it once. He only did it once, and I think he got the shit kicked out.
But Jesse Owens is like his inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because later on, there's like the Hitler Youth Games, and he races in the 1,200 meters, 400 meters, 200 meters, 100 meters, and gets like a shit ton of medals. Spoiler. I don't know why I said spoiler after I already spoiled it. I was dumb.
Everything is a spoiler.
Yeah,
Everything
and
is a spoiler that we're saying.
yeah, wait, the book is called The Book Thief because she's always out thiefing books. Actually, it starts
you don't
off
say.
with yeah.
Jeez, who would have thought?
Yeah.
Well, she starts off by stealing a book that she sees.
It was the
Gravediggers?
Gravedigger's Handbook, because they buried her brother because he died on the train to the foster home.
And she kind of starts off like when she steals that book, she kind of starts off like illiterate. She doesn't know anything but anything, and like throughout the book, she learns how to read.
Yeah, because of her papa. I love Hans.
Yeah, Hans
Her dad is the best.
Hans is probably my favorite. No, I don't know, but he's up there. He's up there.
He's up
One
there.
of my favorite characters in all of literature.
Yeah. He's a painter that plays the accordion, and he just loves his foster daughter so much. And in the end, the family ends up hiding a Jew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like this book because it's one of those books about Nazi Germany, but it's not from the viewpoint of like someone that's Jewish, but you still sympathize with the family. It's a really down to earth kind of way of looking about it. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives you that point of view because
There was a victim. There was a Jewish victim of the Holocaust in there, though. Man.
there's more than one, but
Yeah.
just one. But no, hey, growing up, you read your history textbooks and you think like all of Germany's Germany's just like Sieg Heil, and but there were good people, there were good families, and it's not like all the children were like just brainwashed and shit. It's like some of them were like, fuck, I don't wanna go to the Hitler Youth School. I just wanna hang out with my friends. But it's like, Mom's making me go to Hitler Youth School. Like that's what they had back then.
And there were people like Hans who knew that it was wrong and were against it.
Yeah. Oh, do you remember the part where he's got a Jew in his own basement, and they were just marching Jews along like the middle of the street.
Oh yeah.
And then Hans is like he just broke down for a second, like just like that little piece of humanity. You're always like, don't do nothing, just let it go. And then
the bread scene.
Yeah, he reaches in the pocket and picks up a piece of bread for a Jew, and then like they whip the Jew, and then they beat the shit out of her dad, and then they're like, oh fuck, now everyone knows I like Jews, and like they're gonna go to their house and find the Jew in their basement. So that was very exciting, actually.
I actually cried the first time I read that scene. Like I sobbed my heart out. Yeah, it was so hard for me seeing him get whipped. So hard. Well, a lot of things happened to Hans that was so hard for me to see.
Yeah, but he escaped death a fair amount of times. Just fluking shit. You know, in World War I, he got letter writing duty because his friend was like, oh, he's got Hans over here has nice handwriting, so you should write letters for the general.
Oh yeah.
Who broke his hand or some shit like that. And then everyone else marched into battle and just got slaughtered. And that guy who nominated him, his son was
died, or?
He died.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why he ends up taking in the Jew, because that was the Jew he took in was the son of the guy who saved his life.
Ah, okay. I didn't remember this.
Yeah. You know. Yeah. Oh shit, my computer. Give me a second. Shouldn't it not go to screensaver while I'm recording? This is bullshit. It's only been 10 minutes. Anyways, where the fuck were we? This book was oh, you know what?
What was the?
You know, okay, they basically tell you that everyone you know and love in this book is gonna die right at the beginning. Everyone you know and love, and you're like, I don't. So like that's how I felt at first, and then as I'm reading it, I'm like, oh no, they're gonna die. They're gonna. It's like watching like a train wreck in slow motion, or just like someone's about to hit you in the face, and then you just see it coming, but you can't do anything, and it's just. Oh.
For me, the first time like reading it, I didn't even care about that line at all. Like I know Death says, "Oh, poor Rudy. If only he didn't die the way he did."
Oh.
But like at the point that he says it, at the point that Death says it, I didn't care enough about Rudy to really remember that he was gonna die.
You didn't care enough. That was pretty late in the book, actually.
Oh, you're right.
Well,
he says it about other characters.
Yeah.
I just don't remember who. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, at that point, I didn't care enough about those characters yet to really remember it until they actually died, and then it was a punch in the gut.
You know what? You actually, I still ended up feeling sorry for like actual Nazis in the book. Like that neighbor lady who was like full blown like Heil Hitler and all that, right? When her son died and she was just like crushed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I felt pretty bad.
I don't remember her at all.
You don't remember her at all?
No.
She was a little store owner. I want to say Frau. Frau means miss in German. They always they write a lot of German in here. Oh man, this is probably a bad way to. I should at least know everyone's name. I just read this. It's some German name. Holzapfel. Yeah.
Oh.
Mrs. Holzapfel. Yeah, she had sons from Germany.
Is she the one that?
She owns a store, and if you didn't Heil Hitler, then she would be like, "Get the fuck out of my store."
Oh, I think I kind of remember this.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
The cool thing about this book is that it has like little illustrations and stuff. Well, I mean, just one part where Max writes a book for Liesel, or rather, he draws it, and it shows you like.
Yeah, the drawings.
Pictures. It shows you the actual book that he wrote.
He basically paints the pages of Mein Kampf over and then draws his own books and stuff like that.
And you can also see like parts of Mein Kampf in here that's like...
Are those actual parts of like words from Mein Kampf?
Yeah.
Like, did he...
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
The paint didn't...
I thought they just threw words in for effect because they didn't think anyone would read it. But
they should be. They should be. I don't know. I've never read Mein Kampf. And it's in German, so...
Yeah. And there's one more where... God, where was the... There's more pictures in here. Shit. This is going to be the worst, longest booktube ever.
Oh, yeah. I'm not very good.
Oh, right here. Yeah, so, and then he has more drawings and shit there. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty awesome. Overall, I give the book,
How many stars?
Let's do it out of 5. Let's do it out of 5.
Yeah, of course.
If it's out of 10, I would never give anything like a 4. But if it's out of 5, I would definitely give things a 2. You get it?
Yeah, it's less harsh.
Yeah, like
it's
2 out of 5.
harsh.
There's only 5 to get, but then you also use decimal systems and all that, so it's still
no,
the
I
same.
No decimal systems.
No decimal. I can't have a 4 and a half.
Okay, fine. You can do.
You do 0.5. Let's do 0.5.
Okay.
Right, so 4.5 out of 5. Get this
I saw
book.
that coming.
Why?
I saw that coming.
Why?
When he said I can't give something a 4.
Mom, Izzy. Hold on. Yeah, that's gonna be in the recording. My mom asking me to eat dinner. Okay, and what about you?
Well,
From what you remember?
Obviously, it's a 5. It's a 5. It got a really visceral, I guess, reaction. Not visceral, but it was a really intense reaction for me. I remember the first time I was reading it, I cried for like 30 minutes straight. Just
30
straight
minutes
sobbing. Yeah, just straight
sob.
sobbing.
I didn't cry once. I was close, but I didn't cry once.
And that was at the ending, and there were other parts that I cried into. Like I shed like a tear or two. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, who
It gets you really
favorite character?
emotionally.
Favorite character.
Hans.
Hans.
Hands down.
It's
Hands down.
it's so tough between Hans and
Rudy's
Rudy.
a good one too.
I like Rudy.
I like Rosa too.
Rosa. Okay, Rosa
She
is
was-
the
she was-
stepmom or the foster mom, and at first I thought she was a total bitch because she
Mhm.
smacks her with a spoon and shit at the beginning and all that,
Mhm.
and she calls everyone an asshole and a
She's
pig.
a really hard ass type of woman,
Mhm.
but
Golden heart.
yeah.
She's got it. She's got it. Yeah. You know what? At first I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing with her? You know, like this guy is jolly. He plays the fucking accordion. You know, he paints for like. I mean, he paints houses, but still very, very technical in his craft. He smokes cigarettes and he's very nice. You know, likes to roll his own cigarettes.
Artist.
And, yeah. He can read and stuff. Like, yeah. And I was like, why the fuck would he marry her? She's just a miserable biatch. And then at the end of it, I was like, no, don't die, don't die. Yeah.
Yeah, she grew on me too a lot.
Yeah. Man, this was a rough one. This was a rough one. Like I just as soon as I got off the bus and I finished, I was just like I texted you and I was like, can we talk?
About the book thief.
Oh, I realized like how ominous it sounded. Like,
No, I looked at my phone kind of late, so
Yeah.
I already had the 2 texts.
Oh man. So
Yeah, it's really you get really emotionally invested.
yeah. I really like you know what? Historical fiction is my thing. It reminds me of if you've ever read, I don't think you've read it, but A Fine Balance by Rohinton Mystery, where that's one is in India. Except that one is way more depressing.
Oh, yeah?
Way more. I mean, you think it'd be hard to beat the fucking Holocaust, but that one.
No, I've read the thing about this is like it's a Holocaust book, but there's a lot of love in it.
Uplifting. It's
Yeah.
uplifting.
There's a lot of moments where they're happy.
Yeah.
It's kind of about, to me, it's kind of about how books can save somebody's soul, you know.
Yeah.
And like I think that's an uplifting message.
Yeah. Shit, I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? Feel free to interrupt me. I've got nothing here. I feel sorry for I don't think it's 18 minutes in. Nobody's watching anymore. There's gonna be some.
Except maybe the future us.
Just 2 views. Okay.
Yeah. Book Thief, 5 out of 5 stars, obviously for me.
Yeah. Well, you know, when I finished this, I thought we would like talk about it for like hours or something. Like that's how much of an impact it had on me, and then now it's like.
It's the camera.
It's the camera.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for us. So now we're gonna close this off. This has been Danny and Johanna, and signing off. Until next time. Bye bye.